I'm Minnie. I'm originally from India. I live in New York City and I practice as a pediatric physician. It originally started with my sister wanting to come here, and it took me a few months to say yes to that. And then it became sort of like our journey together, more like our next step in our spiritual journey. And at the same time, I was also stepping into my integrative medicine fellowship because I felt the current practice of Western medicine does not really take care of its healers. So I was in search of something that shows me a better way and kind of helped me navigate the stuckness I felt because I knew there was a need for change and wanted to advocate for it. But there was maybe some resistance as to how to go about that. So that's how it started. Yeah. I remember the first day when we were sitting in the sharing circle and all of us were talking about, what is our intention? What do we want to walk away with? At that time, I thought my intention was more work related, but being here, being with the people, going through the ceremonies, I felt like it was more of an invitation into myself, into aspects of me that I would like to open up to even more connection, as well as like relating to people, as well as like going deeper into my courage and daring greatly. It was interesting that Brene Brown book sort of fell into my lap in the library, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. It's like daring greatly in different parts of my life. And yeah, and along with that, whatever stuckness I came with also sort of cleared out. So it was almost like what I came here with was not what unfolded in the ceremonies. And I felt like I got both what my own personal inner journey and what I could give to the world when I go back. Yeah. I feel like, it felt like truly a privilege and an honor to have received the medicine from the guardians of the forest. I could really feel the spirits of the plants, the spirits of the forest, like come through them. And the Icaros, everything was so powerful in opening me up and allowing me to see the world that is more or less like just a thin veil away. And it felt like ayahuasca just acted as a portal connecting me. And it was just beautiful to receive it from these amazing humans. And I have so much respect and like devotion to what they do with their life, dedicating their life, and also keeping the health and the wellness of the healers also as a central theme, which I feel like is very much lacking in Western medicine. And that's something I feel strongly about advocating, because oftentimes when we think of advocating for ourselves as physicians, there's always this, oh, this profession is altruistic. You are meant to give so much. So the attitude itself is a little problematic. But here, it's not just only about the giving, but it's also allowing the healers to fill their cup first before they pour. So I absolutely love that. Yeah, I could not have opted for a better group of people. This felt like it was meant to be. It was perfect. And the surrounding, the setting. I mean, if someone were to ask me, is there anything I would change about this? Absolutely nothing. And it was just perfect, like being in nature, to the point that today when I picked up my phone, I was like, what is this? Why do I need this thing? So it felt like it rejuvenated me in a beautiful natural surrounding. And I felt like it by initially when you read on paper, like, oh, there's no electricity, there's no fan, it's like all of these things. But I don't think the mosquito bites or the warmth really bothered me. It just, I feel like added to that experience that, okay, you're not taking your Western luxuries with you, but even still, I felt like it was quite luxurious. It was almost like a high-end glamping experience. And the food was amazing, very healthy. And I used to think like, oh, am I going to meet my protein requirement and all of that? But it was just, everything was just so perfectly done. I just could not have asked for more. Yeah. When we chose this retreat, there were two options. The one just doing the 12 days and the additional one with the integration. both me and my sister, we immediately picked the one with the integration because at the time we were like, you know what, that's 5 more days. We don't need to think about what to do, what to eat, no cognitive decisions kind of weighing us down. We'll just be in the natural setting. Let's just get more of it. So, but I'm so glad we picked that because during the ceremonies, it's a lot comes up. And, I feel like we get into a lot of mind thinking and, it's getting to spend more time with yourself and trying to process all that comes up. And the beautiful thing integration did was that it kind of takes you away from the mindscape into more your heart and body and playfulness and connection. And when I look back at the 5 days, there wasn't that much of a time when I had to sit and think with myself. But all the lessons that I learned or the things that came to me in the 12 days of the ceremony really condensed into me in very beautiful, gentle lessons by all the exercises that we did, the activities, the times we spend in nature, especially the hike to the Lapura tree. It's like the perfect mix of things to kind of really wrap up into a nice gift what we received from ayahuasca. So if you're thinking of coming to the temple, go for it. Do not doubt. Simply do it. There's no more questions you need to ask. Everything that you could imagine is already taken care of for you. So simply have the faith to say yes to it and be curious what happens at the end of this 12 or 17 days. You will be very, very surprised. So, yeah, I would say this was so far one of the most peak experiences of my life. And like Gabravante said, one of the most profound experiences of his life yet. And that's exactly what came to me in my very first ceremony itself. It's like, oh my God, everyone needs to experience this. This is like an experience of a human lifetime. And I am so glad I got to share it with my sister, who I'm very close with. So, yeah, thank you to everyone and all the plant spirits and everything. Yeah. I feel like the ethos of the Western medicine, as well as that of the traditional medicines like this, it's very different. This traditions focus on the whole human being, not just your physical body or just your mind. You are more than that. It's sort of like spirit medicine, and it looks at all of you and really wants to get to the root cause of things, which is often what I find in Western medicine sometimes a little lacking. Western medicine is very powerful. The way I think of it is Western medicine is a very powerful masculine. It's very much in the doing, fixing. But it needs to be infused with the feminine, which is the softness, and allowing the physician to see the whole patient and not just that physical symptom, and also working more towards the root cause of issues, which might sometimes be invisible or beyond our explanation, and having that openness instead of maybe, for example, several women with autoimmune conditions sometimes get told, it's all in your head, or if you have chronic fatigue, it sometimes takes years for them to get the right diagnosis. And even still, there's almost well, we don't know what to do with this. So you have a diagnosis, but then their life is really hard. And I feel like if we combine these two systems, if Western medicine have the humility to learn and accept and also take care of its healers, I feel like, that world will be amazing. My calling is really for people to experience all of themselves, the joy, the sweetness of life, so that, on the moment of death when they leave, they can say, oh, I have lived. That's truly what I want for everybody. Yeah.